Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Lord of the People. I set off a frenzy of plant alienation. Chapter 1. The Era of Lords of the People. Next, Suzy. Vermilion Bird Collar, Qinghai City. 5 towering stone pillars surround the circular square. A middle-aged man in a light silver robe spoke calmly. His voice was not loud, but it resounded in all directions, and exploded in the ears of all the students like thunder. On the side of the square, at the forefront of the team of Class 5 of Qingyun High School. A young man's eyes flashed. He walked out of the team and walked to the center of the square. The young man has red lips, white teeth, star eyebrows and sword eyes, a slender figure, and extraordinary handsomeness. His eyes are clear, with a sense of fortitude, and he is dressed in a long robe and white clothes, making people feel like a handsome young man. Looking back and smiling, it made the girls in the blooming season shy. But Suzy turned a deaf ear to them, with a cold face. The middle-aged man glanced at Suzy, confirmed that the preparations were complete, and said no more. While waving his hand, a purple light burst out, split into 5 beams in the air, and shot into the 5 stone pillars. In an instant, the 5 stone pillars radiated dazzling purple light and turned into clouds and mist. The dark purple halo instantly filled the entire square, and the clouds and mist were vast and dreamlike. Suzy, located in the center of the square, was already surrounded by thick fog. This is awakening. Lord, awaken. In the huge square, at this moment, a needle drop can be heard silently, and everyone's eyes are focused on the center of the square. In the center of the square, Suzy closed his eyes and concentrated. He is a time traveler. All kinds of past lives have become blurred. Viviparous Crossing, 6 years ago, parents died while exploring the Universe Sea, and the territory collapsed, leaving Suzy alone in the world. There is a younger sister in a house, and both parents are dead, and there is only one younger sister. Therefore, Suzy feels that he is not the protagonist, because he has no golden fingers so far. Now, at the age of 18. In the past 18 years, he has learned a little about the world. This is a world dominated by all the people. The strong Lord can ignite the divine fire and hold high the kingdom of God. Live with the sky. Live forever. Immortal. Lord is the foundation of everything. Every year, the major empires and alliances of Blue Star hold awakening ceremonies in each territory city. For everyone over the age of 18, awaken the core of the Lord and the template of the unit. The core of the Lord is the foundation of the territory. The unit template is the type of unit that the Lord can control. For example, someone awakened the slime template, so sorry, his territory can only use slime units, and the future is doomed to be limited. But someone awakens the template of the dragon unit, then they can bind the dragon unit and sweep the sky. According to the strength of the unit template, the Lord's heart is divided into 5 levels. Heart of a normal, white Lord. Rare, green Lord's heart. Excellent, blue Lord's heart. Excellent, heart of the purple Lord. The heart of the legend, golden Lord. The vast majority of people can only obtain the heart of a white, ordinary, quality Lord, and can only rely on their territories to grow spiritual plants and sell their labor for a living. A few lucky ones can get the Lord's heart of rare and excellent quality. Such people are powerful and can fight in the Universe Sea, but they are the ones who die the most. Fewer, excellent, quality Lord's hearts, as long as they don't fall, have a high probability of becoming gods and ancestors, exalting the kingdom of God, and becoming immortal. Already belong to the list of Tianzhao. The rarest one is the legendary, quality Lord's heart. Almost every one of them will become a god as long as they grow up, and even go further. It is said that the top 10 supreme beings of the human race are all the hearts of the legendary level lords. There is a machine dominator, which opens up a mechanical universe, where machinery dominates everything, and even the 2-way foil in the 3-body, in the previous life is just a conventional weapon. There is a master of beasts, which opened up a universe of fierce beasts. In the universe, all kinds of prehistoric alien species, dragons and phoenixes, qilin, and ancient beasts are rampant. There is the master of the undead, which opens up the universe of the undead. The universe is full of ghosts, the undead are everywhere, and the evolution is endless. There are angel masters, who open up the heavenly universe and station hundreds of millions of angel soldiers, who will purify everything at their fingertips. This is a bright era. As a lord, anything is possible. Becoming a god and being an ancestor is no longer a mirror image. This is a grand world where the weak eat the strong, the heavens fight for hegemony, all races fight, and countless worlds and universes collide with each other. Born in such an era, Susie's restless heart could no longer control herself, but she didn't show it, and she waited silently for 18 years. Now, the opportunity has finally arrived. Susie closed his eyes and concentrated. The purple cloud that was so thick that it was almost liquefied turned into streams of air and poured into Susie's body. A long vortex was formed, surrounding Susie in the center. The next moment, Susie's whole body seemed to be ignited, and the purple light spread from his chest to his limbs, from body to soul. Susie felt that she was undergoing some kind of transformation, which came from a deep-seated change, which was amazing. After an unknown amount of time, the thick fog dissipated, and Susie woke up slowly. This moment, all eyes were on him, wanting to know what kind of powerful troops he would awaken. Susie's eyes drooped. A small sapling appeared in Susie's palm. Top template, plant, potential, 0 inches. Top template, plant, potential, 0 inches. On the high platform, the middle-aged man was a little surprised at first, but recovered quickly. Plant-type units are very common, generally of ordinary quality, and a few are rare, and it doesn't hurt. He was surprised because the templates of other plant lords were generally similar, roses, potatoes, and so on. But Susie's unit template is plant, covering all plant life groups in nature. But plants are plants, they have no attack power, and they may not even pass the newcomer trial, so they are not worthy of attention. Plant, are there plants with golden legendary potential? Susie was puzzled, but knew that his troop template was not that simple. But after all, he was a human being in 2 lifetimes, so he would not be exposed. His expression remained unchanged, and he walked out of the square slowly. A person around had different expressions, walking on the road, and heard a few barking dogs from time to time. TCH, what do you think you can awaken? You are so arrogant on weekdays, but you finally awakened a plant. Hey, so what if he's handsome? The plant-type troops don't have the slightest combat power. I'm afraid they won't even pass the newcomer test. I hope that he can pass the trial. Wouldn't it be nice to see him being left behind by us? Maybe I will be kind and buy some potatoes to feed my kobolds, ha ha ha. Facing these taunts, Susie glanced back and remembered a few names. The outcome is still unknown, let the bullets fly for a while. There is a fate to meet sooner or later. Next. Chen Wei. Susie, wait for me. When Susie was about to leave the school, a tall figure stopped in front of Susie. Guan Shan. When Susie saw the person coming, he thought about it and remembered it. The reason why he had some impression of this person. It's because he has a slim and curvy sister, Guan Chaoji. The appearance is sweet and lovely, the voice is as sweet as a warbler's cry, and the skin is as creamy as fat, which is very comfortable to the touch. Therefore, when I saw Guan Shan, I thought of the alluring strawberry smell on his sister. Strictly speaking, Guan Shan may also be one of Susie's brother-in-law. Susie, don't be discouraged in the plant department, you can be a trainer safely, and you don't need to take risks in the universe. Guan Shan stood at Susie's soft voice. Susie was a little surprised, this person had a different attitude towards him today. On weekdays, because of his sister's relationship, he often opposed him. Susie replied politely, thank you. Well, Susie, I heard that your parents left you a defensive building, can you lend it to me, and after I pass the test, I will definitely double compensate you in the future. Guan Shan smiled and stated his purpose, and looked at Susie with greed in his eyes. Today, he accidentally learned that Susie actually had a legendary level defensive building in his hand, it was a legendary level. He must have it. Susie's face remained unchanged, he suddenly felt dazed, and then frowned again. How does he know that I want a defensive building in my hand? Sorry, I think you made a mistake, I don't have the defensive buildings you mentioned. Okay, Guan Shan frowned, looking a little displeased. He thought it was Susie who was unwilling to hand it over to him. Susie, my sister has treated you so heartily, don't you even give me a defensive building? Susie was speechless, and looked at Guan Shan with foolish eyes. Even the most common defensive building is worth more than hundreds of thousands, and the defensive building in his hands cannot be bought even with money. He wants to give it to him with just 1 or 2 words. Dreaming. I still have something to do, let's go first. Suzy was too lazy to take care of him and waved his hand. Suzy, you stop. If you take another step, I will let my sister break up with you. Seeing that Suzy didn't give him any face, Guananshan was a little anxious and said angrily. But Suzy's footsteps did not stop at all. It's just a woman, he can clearly distinguish which is important. Hateful. Guananshan looked at Suzy's disappearing back, gritted his teeth and said. Failed. Suddenly, an indifferent voice came from behind, and Guananshan shrank in fright, sweating profusely. Chin, young Master Chin. I didn't expect him to be so ungrateful. But it's okay, I'll go to his house to find him. Guananshan patted his chest and promised. No need, judging by his appearance, he doesn't intend to hand it over. In the trial, destroying his territory can also be obtained. After finishing speaking, Chinyi said something casually without paying attention to Suzy at all. Yes, but it's just a plant department. Young Master Chin will definitely win the first place in the trial this time. He will become the name of Tianzhou. Guananshan glanced at Suzy with pity. It's unlucky for him to be watched by young Master Chin. Can he keep the legendary level building? When I got home, I closed the door and thought about it. A sapling appeared in Suzy's palm, which was his lord's heart. In the next moment, my mind moved. A virtual information panel appeared in Suzy's mind. Open black lens bracket lord close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket territory close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket advent close black lens bracket. Suzy pointed his finger on arrival. Territory detected, is it coming? Open black lens bracket weather close black lens bracket. Yes. Beginning to descend. The next moment, a faint light flashed across, and Suzy's eyes went dark and disappeared. The territory is not located in the cosmic sea. Rather, it is in an unknown dimension, connected to the Lord. Before the Lord ignites the divine fire and raises the kingdom of God, even the supreme God cannot calculate the coordinates of a territory. Agnostically, a meteor streaked across time and space and landed on a spot of light. Warm and fresh, Suzy felt his body again, opened his eyes suddenly, and found himself standing on an unfamiliar grass. The surrounding flowers are blooming, the fragrance of flowers is intoxicating, and the green grass is fragrant. This is my territory. Suzy looked around, and there was nothing around, except for a wooden hut in the very center. But his territory seems to be a bit big, and it is a bit different from the knowledge he has learned. A virtual panel appeared in front of Suzy's eyes again. Open black lens bracket lord close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket territory close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket advent close black lens bracket. Look at the territory first, it seems a little different. Suzy reached out and clicked on territory. Open black lens bracket territory close black lens bracket, unnamed. Open black lens bracket affiliation close black lens bracket, Suzy. Open black lens bracket grade 1. Open black lens bracket area close black lens bracket, 1000 square meters. Building, hut, level 1. Resident, 0. Suzy. After reading the territory panel, Suzy looked surprised. According to the knowledge taught by the school, the basic territory attributes of new lords are the same. The initial area is 100 square meters and a lord's hut. However, the initial area of Suzy is 10 times that of theirs. With a sudden thought in his mind, Suzy's eyes lit up as he thought of a series of benefits in the future. Please name your territory. A reminder appeared in front of Suzy. Suzy pondered for a moment and said, name, plant collar. Then the territory panel is refreshed. Territory, plant territory. Open black lens bracket affiliation close black lens bracket, Suzy. After watching the territory, Suzy opened Lord again to check his attributes. Open black lens bracket name close black lens bracket, Suzy. Territory, plant territory. Open black lens bracket race close black lens bracket, human race. Open black lens bracket grade 1. Open black lens bracket physical close black lens bracket, 1.3. Open black lens bracket spirit close black lens bracket. 1.7. Item column none. Talent alienation. Introduction. The standard attribute of an ordinary adult is 1. All the attributes are normal, but the physique and spirit are beyond the standard of ordinary people, probably because of the frequent exercise and time travel. Just when Suzy was about to close the Lord panel, he suddenly noticed something was wrong. No, why is there an extra line? Talent. Endless alienation. What is this? Suzy was a little dazed, and checked again to make sure he read it correctly. Each Lord's board has 8 items, but Suzy has 9 items, an extra talent out of thin air. Suzy can be sure that he has never heard of this in school. So why does he have an extra column of talents? Is the legendary territory trait? Still, Goldfinger. Suzy couldn't figure it out, so he kept it in his heart, it was his secret. Look at talent endless alienation. A set of messages appears. Alienation. You can specify plants or arms to be alienated, and can be alienated. Quality unknown. Introduction. An odd number that shouldn't exist, possesses unimaginable miraculous power. Maybe you can count on him to work a miracle. This talent seems to be a bit powerful. Suzy thinks that it can alienate plants or arms. Does that allow plants to have combat power? However, he has no units in his hand for the time being, so he cannot detect them. Wrong. Suzy's eyes lit up suddenly, as if he remembered something. With a thought, a sapling-shaped Lord core appeared in Suzy's hands. Throw lightly toward the Lord's cabin. The saplings grew against the wind, and in the blink of an eye, a radiant tree rose from the ground, directly growing to a height of more than 10 meters. The trunk is more than 1 meter thick, the paper strips are winding, the shade is like a cover, and every leaf is covered with golden god patterns, making the tree look very sacred. Suzy was a little surprised, but not panicked, and checked the information of Dashu. Territory core Tree of Life. Open black lens bracket grade 1. Quality legend golden. Attribute plant. Characteristics natural light. Introduction. The survival of the Lord is fundamental, the core of the territory is destroyed, and the Lord dies. This turned out to be the Tree of Life. After reading the message, Suzy was stunned for a moment, his scalp was numb, and his throat was a little dry. The core of his territory turned out to be the Tree of Life in the legend of the universe. In Qingyan High School, the teacher had taught them some knowledge about other races in the universe, among which was the Tree of Life that gave birth to the elves. It was a powerful god who could stand shoulder to shoulder with the supreme human race, conceived and protected a supreme race with its own power. Possess supreme power. But now, the ancient Tree of Life has unexpectedly become the core of his Lord, merging with him. Doesn't that mean that as long as the general continues to upgrade, then one day he will even be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with the highest? Thinking of this, Suzy's heart immediately became hot. The realm of lords is divided into 10 levels and 100 levels, followed by lower gods, middle gods, upper gods, god kings, god emperors, and finally the supreme ruler. The human race has developed for hundreds of millions of years, and there are countless creatures. Just one blue star has a population of nearly 500 billion. Only 10 supreme masters were born at this time, each of them is a waver of the Great Era, a protector of the human race, and dominates the fate of the human race with every move. But now he has a possibility to become supreme. This is enough to make the gods go crazy. Nima, this is the beginning of Tianyu. It's really Qin Shuang who pulled the wire, Win Num. Suzy's future is more clearly visible than ever. Not only did he acquire the alienation talent, but the core of his territory turned out to be the Tree of Life. Suzy felt that his luck exploded today, and his mind was functioning in an unprecedented state. The Tree of Life has been so strong. So what about after alienation? Thinking of this, Suzy's eyes became even hotter. Alienation. Suzy approached, and put his right hand on the torso of the Tree of Life. Next moment, open black lens bracket Tree of Life close black lens bracket bright rays of light erupted, rendering Nuoda's territory colorful. At the same time, the Tree of Life was wrapped in a dazzling light cluster. Suzy retreated to the edge of the territory, looking forward to the changed tree. The big tree surrounded by light clusters began to grow bigger. But in the breath, it has grown to a height of 100 meters. At the same time, Suzy found that the territory began to expand at a speed visible to the naked eye. 1,500 meters, 2,000 meters, 3,000 meters, 4,000 meters, 5,000 meters. It didn't stop until the territory reached tens of thousands of square meters. Looking at the territory that suddenly became 10 times larger in front of him, it seemed extraordinarily empty. At this moment, open black lens bracket alienation close black lens bracket completed. Click. Rumble. The sky above the originally clear territory began to become dark, and a huge dark cloud enveloped the entire territory. In the dark cloud, lightning flashed and thunder rumbled. Immediately afterwards, amidst thunderstorms, bean-sized raindrops fell from the sky, overwhelming the earth. When the rain fell on his hands, Suzy discovered that the rain was golden in color. Bathed in rainwater, the rainwater penetrated directly into the skin, causing Suzy's skin to evolve again, white and tender as porcelain, exuding a kind of immortal energy all over his body, as if a banished fairy came to the world. In the golden rain, the entire territory became shrouded in clouds and mist, like a fairyland. Suzy raised his head, looked at the tree of life that had been greatly changed, and a set of information emerged. Territory Core World Tree. Open black lens bracket Grade 1. Quality Supreme. Characteristics World Shelter. Introduction. The core of the Lord was born with the power of miracles, maybe you can go further with him. The quality becomes paramount and the identity changes. Suzy pondered. Superior quality. This is a quality attribute that Suzy has never heard of, but it is much stronger than the golden legend. Territory characteristics World Shelter. World Shelter. Quality. Supreme. Attribute 1. Secret Cover, Avenue Shield. Attribute 2. The territory is all spiritual soil, and the cultivation speed is x 1000%. Attribute 3. The growth experience of territorial plant units x 1000%. Attribute 4. Territory plant growth speed x 1000%. Attribute 5. The territory is indestructible and indestructible. Attribute 6. Territory area plus 100 per day. Attribute 7. Insufficient Lord level. Introduction. The legendary tree of the world, a leaf is a vast world, with such characteristics, even a pig can become a god. After reading the attributes, Suzy not only clicked his tongue, but his eyes were full, unable to return to his senses for a long time. This attribute, who else? Invincible. Suzy didn't know what to say anymore. As said in the introduction, with this attribute, even a pig can become a god. This is only a first-order territory. You must know that the characteristics of the territory will improve as the territory is upgraded. It is hard to imagine how terrible the characteristics will be in the future. Fortunately, it has unpredictable characteristics, otherwise. Suzy can imagine that if such a characteristic is exposed, even those gods may not be able to resist snatching it. However, you don't have to worry about the newcomer trial. Suzy whispered, with the characteristic of being indestructible, Suzy can be safe in the trial. The next day, it was sunny. Suzy woke up early, and then went to the school square. Because there is no one I know. Suzy quietly stood aside as a handsome man for the girls to appreciate. Today is the day when the trial begins, and the atmosphere in the school is already a bit hot, like explosives that are ignited at the slightest touch. Students everywhere are enthusiastically discussing the trials. Have you heard that Chinyi from Squad 1 has prepared 2 excellent buildings and 1 excellent dragon unit? He probably went first. Don't forget, there is also Xiao Wanqing, the eldest lady of the Xiao family. She is an elf awakened. I heard that the Xiao family has also prepared 2 top-level buildings and arms, and it will definitely be a battle between dragons and tigers. Yeah, it seems that there are extraordinarily many outstanding talents today, which is several times that of previous years. I don't know who can win the first place. I heard that our Shengsha Empire even awakened 3 legendary monsters this year. It's really scary. It's not just our Shengsha, there are rumors that the entire human race, this year Blue Star gave birth to 10 legend-level evildoers. The templates of each unit are extremely terrifying. Some people even awakened the template of angels, which is equivalent to that His Majesty. Suzy, you stinky brat, don't you stand in the class line and run here to play hide and seek. Just then, a familiar voice sounded. Suzy turned his head and saw something flying towards him. Subconsciously took over. Suzy found that it turned out to be an excellent, quality defensive building and a plant-type unit token. Yo, I haven't seen you for a day, why do you feel that you are handsome again? A woman approached and rubbed Susie's face curiously. Susie patted her hand and gave her an annoyed look. Teacher, we are familiar with each other, but you can't touch a man's face casually. Be careful and I will ask you to take responsibility. Susie raised his eyes, looked at the beautiful cheeks so close, and couldn't help but want to reach out and touch them. He also felt that the teacher's charm was getting stronger and stronger. Looking at her, he could clearly feel that different heartbeat. She has a peerless face, plump twin peaks, a small waist that is full of grip, and a pair of long, slender white legs. People can't help but hold it in their arms and ravage it vigorously. No doubt, this is a rare top stunner in the world. At the same time, he was also the head teacher who had taught him for 2 years, Lu Ruyan. 6 years ago, the first genius of Qingyan Middle School broke into the top 100 in the newcomer test. Don't think that you are weak before the trial. You must know that they are among the top 100 vermilion bird lords, and their gold content is outrageously high. She is also one of the most likely to become gods in Qinghai City in recent years. Do not know why. After graduating from Lord University, he didn't choose to join a big company or the army to explore the universe but came here to teach. Susie has a very good relationship with her, and the relationship between the two is both a teacher and a friend. In the past 2 years, Susie has not been less favored by her. Hey, kid, you are not qualified to be a jockey and destroy your ancestors. Lu Ruyan said disdainfully, but moved back 2 steps. Obviously suffered from Susie here. Teacher, this is. Susie didn't care, and shook the 2 buildings in his hand. According to the regulations of the Empire, each newcomer will be issued a corresponding unit. Only students from civilian families would choose it, and they would look down on those family children. But in Susie's hands, there is an extra, excellent, quality building, Arrow Tower. Who let you down? The awakened as the plant-based unit. For the sake of you being my student, the teacher sent you. Lu Ruyan tapped Susie's forehead with a jade finger, and glared at him angrily. But it doesn't feel scary at all, but a little cute. Susie looked at her with a hee-hee smile, but felt warm in his heart. He didn't believe it. You must know that even if it is just an excellent, quality Arrow Tower, it is worth millions. Thank you, teacher. Look well, I will give you a surprise. Susie put the building into the inventory and said with a firm gaze. Don't be surprised or not. As long as you come back alive, it will be the biggest surprise. Remember, don't be brave. Come back immediately after 7 days. Lu Ruyan stepped forward, carefully helped Susie tidy up his sleeves, waved his hands, and turned to leave. Susie watched the teacher leave, and licked his dry lips with his tongue. Wait me back, you'll know what a surprise is. All students who are undergoing newcomer trials, please take their seats in the center of the square. Rookie trial. It is the Age of Lords, and it is the selection of new lords every year. A great lord chooses a cleansed different world, and a new lord descends to invade the different world. The period lasts for 1 month and is divided into 2 phases. The first stage is defensive mode. Defend for 7 days. During these 7 days, there will be monsters bred by the will of heaven and earth from other worlds to attack the territory every day. Only after 7 days can one become an official lord. If you can't make it, you can choose to return, but it also means losing your qualifications as a lord and becoming an ordinary person from now on. Blue Star will evaluate each lord. The higher the evaluation, the more rewards you will get. This is also an opportunity for many ordinary family students to change their lives against the sky. After 7 days, enter the hegemony mode. Tens of millions of lords from Vermilion Bird will invade the land of other worlds and slaughter all non-submissive aliens. At the same time, the natives of the different world will do everything possible to attack and kill the new lord. During this period, the outside world will generate a list, recording the ranking of the new lords. If you rank high, you will get rich rewards. Number 1. They will get the unique title of Tianzhao, and resources that are huge enough to drive a god-level family crazy. As a result, all the lords are also enemies and are the targets of killing. Even crueler, in the second phase, regressions are prohibited. That is to say, if you are not careful, you will really die. Every year, Vermilion Bird leads the lords who died in the trial of newcomers, up to 1 million people. This is the real trial of life and death. It is the meeting gift given to newcomers by the Lord World. Suzy, what did the teacher give you just now? Take it out and have a look. Suzy just walked over. Guananshan came to Suzy and asked. Suzy was a little puzzled, and cast him a wordless glance. Why is there him everywhere? Nothing. Suzy ignored him and left directly. Suzy. Seeing that Suzy ignored him at all, Guananshan gritted his teeth angrily. A plant department, what's so arrogant? I will make you regret it sooner or later. Suzy didn't hear the last sentence. But even if you hear it, you don't care, they are no longer on the same level. Everyone, be quiet. On the high platform, a middle-aged man appeared at some point and opened his mouth slightly. The whole square has fallen into silence. Suzy looked over. That is the principal of the school, and also one of the 4 god-level powerhouses in Qinghai City. The newcomer trial is about to begin. According to statistics, this year Vermilion Bird led as many as 70 million people to participate in the newcomer trial. This is the most in the past century. Therefore, students, please do what you can. Don't lose your life because of carelessness. That's all for now. I wish all the students a triumphant return. After finishing speaking, the principal waved his hand slightly, and a huge bronze door slowly appeared in the sky. When the bronze door opened, countless streamers fell from it and shot into every student present. In the twinkling of light, everyone was sucked into the bronze door and disappeared. Immediately afterwards, the bronze gate slowly closed and finally disappeared. The newcomer trial has officially begun. Come on, little brother, my sister is waiting for you to come back. Beside the high platform of Qingyan Middle School, Lu Ruyan looked up at the sky with worry on his face. After all, Suzy's arms are just plants and have no attack power. I hope the building she gave can help him last for 7 days. At the same time, the entire Vermilion Bird territory, even the entire Shengsha Empire, and countless territories all entered the newcomer assessment at the same time. There is someone who is an outstanding young man, and he is about to reach the top of the Tianzhou list. There are also girls who are overwhelmed by the country and the city, with all kinds of fighting spirit gushing out of their beautiful eyes. There are also direct descendants cultivated by countless families, who silently enter the arena, intending to stir up a situation. Shengsha Empire, the imperial capital. 5 huge figures are standing high above the sky, watching all this. Since the awakening began this year, the luck of our human race has been boiling like fire. It seems that another big trend is coming. Hey, isn't this a good thing? If our human race is born again, we will be able to fight with the oldest forces. I just don't know which empire the Supreme Council will be born in this time. I hope it will be in our Shengsha Empire. Otherwise, those in the West and the countries in the alliance may not be peaceful. Then from this session on, the rewards for various trials will be doubled, and the sequence battle will start at the same time. Do you agree? Sequence battle, could it be a little earlier? It's getting late. Those birdmen and vampires in the West, as well as the stinky snake Sakura, have already secretly started preparing. They thought we didn't know. Hey. Hearing this, everyone stopped talking. Agree. Welcome to the training ground of number 9827 in the Eastern Territory. It is detected that the area of your territory is 100 times that of the initial lord. Warn, you have been focused on by the heavenly Tao of the other world. Quote. Your 7-day assessment difficulty X100, initial source crystal X100, reward X1000. Good luck. In the place of experience, as soon as Suzy landed, he heard a pleasant voice next to his ears. Suzy never expected that when he first came to the place of trial. It gave him such a big surprise. He frowned slightly, but relaxed after thinking carefully. 100 times harder. For the average lord, it is enough to make people desperate. But Suzy is different. With the characteristic of invincible territory, he is invincible innately, and has the qualifications to attack 100 times the difficulty. And that's 1,000 times the reward for newcomers, enough to drive all the testers crazy. Suzy is alone, with no family behind him, and the support of big forces. Normal development is difficult to compare with those big family children. But, what if there are 10,000 times the reward? That was a resource that was enough to drive Shendu crazy. Thinking of this, Suzy's eyes revealed a look of ferocity. Give it a go, turn your bike into a motorcycle. Dry. Territory detected, is it coming? Open black lens bracket weather close black lens bracket. Yes. Suzy said without hesitation. Next moment, the surrounding gray mist dissipated, and a territory of tens of thousands of square meters appeared at Suzy's feet. The world tree soaring into the sky spreads out from day to day, exuding colorful auspicious light, illuminating the entire territory. It makes that natural color look extraordinarily sacred. Suzy took a deep breath and didn't waste any more time. Suzy took out 3 building models from the inventory. Open black lens bracket arms close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket arrow tower close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket steel wall close black lens bracket. Newcomer trial rules. Trialists can only bring 2 buildings and 1 unit into the trial. It is also because of such regulations that ordinary families have a slight chance to compete with those second generations. 3 buildings, soldier and arrow tower, were given by the teacher, and steel wall was left by the parents. Waving, go, Suzy threw arrow tower and steel city wall out. Small buildings rise against the wind, getting bigger and bigger. Look again. A 5-meter high, 2-meter wide steel city wall exudes a gloomy metallic luster, firmly enclosing the territory. From a distance, one can feel its powerful defense. Suzy not only clicked his tongue. At the same time, an attribute panel appeared in Suzy's mind. Open black lens bracket steel wall close black lens bracket. Type, architecture, quality, legend. Level, 1/100. Features, iron wall. Introduction, a city wall made of refined steel. Iron wall. Quality, legend. Grade 1. Function, return 1% of the enemy's attack. Introduction, the wall that will automatically counterattack will become more and more powerful in the future. It actually has a characteristic, it is worthy of being a legendary building. Features are very rare, no matter what kind of building, as long as it has characteristics, its value is inestimable. Although the rebound is only 1% now, it's only level 1. What if level 100? Suzy is full of expectations for it. Looking at the southeast corner of the city wall, a tall and straight arrow tower stands tall. Open black lens bracket arrow tower close black lens bracket. Type, architecture, quality, excellent. Rating, 1/0/10. Function, arrow 1 shot per second. Attack radius, 100. Introduction, an arrow tower of excellent quality, 1 arrow can explode the head of the same level. After reading the introduction of Arrow Tower, Suzy found it to be pretty good. Although it is not as good as Steel City Wall, it is a gift from the teacher, which is very meaningful. Moreover, he didn't pay much attention to these buildings, and the ultimate defense relied on arms. As long as the arms are strong, it is enough to overthrow everything. Thinking about it, Suzy directly took out the army type. Open black lens bracket P seeds close black lens bracket. Type, arms, quality, normal white. Function, consume 1 source crystal to recruit a P seed. Introduction, P seeds, as a unit of arms, may be used for cooking when planted. See the introduction of P seeds. Suzy couldn't help feeling bad in his heart. Can this be called a type of arms? Fighting against people with such arms, isn't it going to die? No wonder others look down on the Flora department. No more hesitation, used talent endless alienation. Next moment, colorful rays of light enveloped the copper-colored arms token. A moment later, the divine light dissipated, revealing a brand new golden token. Open black lens bracket P shooter close black lens bracket. Type, arms, quality, legendary, gold. Function, consume 10 source crystals to recruit a P shooter, and there is a 1% chance of summoning a P hero. Introduction, P can also be a shooter. It's F-King outrageous. Hiss, the, common, arms turned into, legendary, quality arms. And it can spawn hero units. Suzy was shocked in his heart. Every legendary unit is hard to find in the world, enough to stand shoulder to shoulder with the top angel, demon, and other units. Even gods can use their brains for the corresponding legendary arms. But he relied closely on the mutation to obtain the legendary level arms. Alienation, the talent is so terrifying. Thinking about integrating the soldier type token into the territory, Suzy directly took out 100 magic crystals and prepared to summon the soldier type. Do you want to consume 100 magic crystals and summon 10 pea shooters? Call. Next moment, on the branches of the world tree, 10 huge fruits were born, the melons fell to the ground, and the fruits burst. From it burst out 10 pea shooters. Is this my troop? Suzy looked at the soldiers in front of him, a little dazed. Because these arms are exactly the same as the pea shooter in a game he played in his previous life. The two cute big eyes blinked, the body was covered with 3 leaves, and a head shaped like a cannon. It's cute, but I don't know how powerful it is, and can it move? Suzy couldn't help frowning. This is a very important problem facing the plant department. Just thinking about it, the cute pea seeds seemed to understand what Suzy meant. The 3 leaves under whose feet propped up his body, swayed to Suzy, and surrounded Suzy in the center. Beep beep beep, beep beep beep, ... One by one, the pea shooters were talking, beep beep, as if they could move. ... Open black lens bracket name close black lens bracket, pea seeds. Race plant, open black lens bracket level close black lens bracket, 1/0. Physique 20, vitality. Agility 3, speed. Spirit 20, skill power. Skill P bullet. Loyalty 100% permanent. Introduction even a pea can destroy the enemy at the speed of the bullet being fired. Seeing the various attributes of pea seeds, Suzy's eyes lit up. Various attributes are almost 20 times that of ordinary arms. Compared with other arms, this data is simply crushing. The key is, plants don't have to worry about loyalty issues. Suzy heard the teacher said a lot, some people rely on their status as lords, all kinds of abuse, against the wishes of the troops. As a result, the loyalty of the arms decreased, and the lord was directly scrapped. However, Suzy's arms have always maintained 100% loyalty. P bullets. Quality. Legend. Feature 1. Accurate. Feature 2. Demon breaking. Feature 3. Blasting. Attack distance. 300 meters. Introduction. Would you like a pea today? One level has 3 characteristics. Suzy nodded in satisfaction. According to what he has learned, ordinary arms have no characteristics, so the superior level must have 1 characteristic, but his arms have 3 characteristics from the beginning. It is worthy of being a legendary unit. But because his territory is a bit big, and it's 100 times more difficult, 10 arms are definitely not enough. Need to add some more arms to protect the territory. Suzy did the math, and he had 900 source crystals left. It takes 10 pieces to summon a unit. In other words, he can still summon 90 arms, which is even more than the number of arms that some lords have after completing the trial. Compared with other people's initial 10 source crystals, only 1 unit can be summoned. Suzy has 100 times as many troops as them. Without further ado, Suzy directly spent the source crystal. Next moment, like dumplings falling on the world tree, a large number of pea shooters fell. Suzy asked them to line up on the city wall. At this moment, there was a strange noise in the sky. Suzy's eyes lit up. He knows. The first wave of monsters in the newcomer trial is about to invade, and this is also the easiest day. Just to test the power of the pea shooter. Sure enough, standing on the city wall, looking from a distance. Thick gray fog billowed. From the edge of the dense fog, small monsters rushed out from time to time. These monsters, holding maces, are covered in green, less than 1 meter tall, and they are dwarfs. But with a ferocious face, he grinned at Suzy, revealing a mouthful of sharp fangs, very ferocious. When all the monsters came out, Suzy glanced, there were 300 of them. It is indeed 100 times more difficult. If other people face 300 monsters on the first day, they can basically run away. But Suzy is different. Pila, Pila, the monsters screamed in their mouths, and rushed towards the territory with blood-red eyes. Suzy knew that these monsters had no mind, they were just temporarily created by the will of the other world. But each of them was not afraid of death. Many lords were hacked to death by monsters because of their carelessness. When the monster enters the attack range, Suzy decisively gave the order. Attack. As soon as the voice fell, on the city wall, there were pea shooters with red eyes, and countless pea bullets poured out from the muzzle, forming a tongue of flame that devoured the monster. Puff, 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 ... The moment the monster is hit by a pea bullet, it automatically triggers the explosive feature. Boom. A monster's head exploded directly, blood spattered, and limbs were gone. And this is just the beginning. The monsters were hit by bullets without even touching the city wall, and their bodies were blown to pieces. Hold tight for a moment. More than 300 monsters are already dead. A breeze blows by. The land outside the city wall has been dyed green, and flesh fragments of different sizes are everywhere. There still seemed to be a trace of blood in the air, recording their remaining traces. Suzy couldn't help feeling sick when he saw the green blood and fragmented organs 100 meters away. Although I have seen some videos of killing aliens on the internet before, I have also taken corresponding courses. But it is the first contact after all. The unpleasant smell of blood mixed with the smell of minced meat made Suzy feel uncomfortable in his stomach. This made Suzy understand that this is real life. But Suzy also saw the horror of the pea shooter. He was like a killing machine with no emotions. Ordinary monsters don't even have the slightest chance of resistance. At this time, streaks of bright light suddenly appeared on the ground outside, and light spots condensed out one by one. Soon, it turned into 300 wooden treasure chests. This is the reward for condensing the will of the world after killing monsters. It is also the basis for the Lord to obtain resources. Kill the level 1 green goblin and get a normal treasure chest. Kill the level 1 green goblin and get a normal treasure chest. At this time, a series of reminders came in front of my eyes. It was called the Green Goblin. Suzy looked at the wooden treasure chests outside, with a slight smile in his eyes, and waved his hand slightly, and 300 treasure chests were put into the inventory. Just after collecting the treasure chest, a message appeared in front of Suzy's eyes again. The first round of invasion is over. Start settlement. War settlement. Enemies. 100 level 1 goblins, 100 level 2 goblins, 100 level 3 goblins. War result. 10 seconds, complete victory. Rating. SS level. Reward. 300 source crystals, 30 source points. Territory building, arrow tower, normal. Due to 100 times the difficulty and 1,000 times the reward, recalculate. Evaluation. SSS plus. Reward. 300,000 source crystals, 30,000 source points, territorial buildings, burst flame tower, legendary, Lord's mansion, legendary. FK, I got rich. When Suzy saw the reward, he was suddenly excited. Whether it is construction or the improvement of the territory, a lot of source crystals are needed. 300,000 source crystals. There is no doubt that it is not a small fortune. The source point is necessary to upgrade the territory, unlike the source crystal which can be exchanged. Source points can only be used to increase the level of the territory. It is rumored that a very large source point is needed to ignite the divine fire, because the source point is the origin of the world. 30,000 source crystals are enough to raise the territory by 1 level. However, this is not the point. Most importantly, he actually got 2 legendary buildings. Legendary building. That is, even the headmaster who has become a god may not have a few. Each one is very precious, worth hundreds of millions. Every time it appears, it will even attract competition from the gods. When his parents handed it to him, he still couldn't believe it. Did not expect. In just the first wave of monster invasion, he obtained 2 legendary buildings. It's really unbelievable, but it's reasonable to think of 1,000 times reward. After all, other people don't have as many powerful arms as him. But again, because of the increased evaluation, Suzy will inevitably be targeted crazily by the will of heaven from another world. The next round of monsters will definitely be more violent. But Suzy wasn't worried at all, and even expected more. Only in this way can he take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Thus, fish jumping over the dragon's gate. Beep beep beep. A pea shooter beeped next to him. Suzy looked back, and a set of data emerged. Open black lens bracket, name close black lens bracket, pea seeds. Race plant. Grade 1, 7/10. Physique 10, vitality. Agility 1, speed. Spirit 10, Skill Power. Skill, P Bullet. Loyalty, 100% permanent. Introduction, even a P can destroy the enemy at the speed of the bullet being fired. As long as you kill enough enemies, can you evolve? Suzy nodded. Just like what the school teaches, this is why it is said that every god level comes from the sea of corpses and blood. The Lord has no mercy. After taking a few deep breaths, the nausea in his chest gradually disappeared. Suzy is going to open the treasure chest, but I don't know how lucky he is. When they came to the open space, Suzy waved his hand. 300 treasure chests are neatly arranged in front. Naturally, it is impossible to dismantle Suzy one by one, relying on the Lord's control over the territory is enough. With a thought, all the treasure chests were opened. Acquired. 1 source crystal. Obtained. 1 source crystal, 2 source points. Acquired. 3 source crystals. Acquired. 2 source crystals. Obtain. 1 source crystal, 5 source points. Obtained. 2 source crystals, Spirit Spring. Acquired. 5 source crystals, Warframe. A series of prompts popped up. Subsequently, in Suzy's inventory, there are 5,000 more source crystals, 100 source points, a battle armor, and a small building model. It seems that my luck is not bad. Suzy is very satisfied. Opening a treasure chest is a metaphysics, and it depends entirely on the face. According to the knowledge in the book, the treasure chests that appear for the first time are only basic rewards, and usually only a small amount of source crystals will appear, but Suzy not only got 100 more source points, but also got a set of armor and a building. That's what makes it stand out. With a thought, the battle armor appeared in Suzy's hands. Open black lens bracket gold armor close black lens bracket. Grade 1. Quality. Green. Attribute. Defense plus 10%. Introduction. You deserve the armor made of 24K pure gold. Blue quality. I will use it temporarily, but I have to upgrade him first. Suzy looked at the battle armor in his hand, which exuded golden light, which could improve some defense power. But they can't use it for their own arms, even if Suzy wants to wear it for them, they can't wear it. Do you want to consume 5,000 source crystals to upgrade golden armor to the highest level? Yes. The next moment, the battle armor in his hand shone with dazzling light, but it soon returned to normal. But its properties have changed drastically. Open black lens bracket gold armor close black lens bracket. Level 30 cannot be upgraded. Quality green. Attribute defense plus 50% within tier 3. Introducing the golden armor that has exhausted its potential. Green quality equipment is still worse after all. Suzy shook his head. The green quality can only be raised to the 3rd level at most, after that it cannot be improved anymore. This is why more people pursue high-quality buildings, otherwise they need to constantly replace equipment. With a thought, golden battle armor was put on, and it fit me very well. Next, it's time to upgrade the building. The level of all buildings in the territory is limited by the level of the territory, so the territory must be upgraded first. Walking under the world tree, he said silently, upgrade. In the next moment, prompts appeared in his eyes. You consume 1,000 source crystals, 100 source points, and your territory is upgraded to level 2. Close black lens bracket. You consume 2,000 source crystals, 200 source points, and your territory is upgraded to level 3. Close black lens bracket. You consume 5,000 source crystals, 300 source points, and your territory is upgraded to level 4. Close black lens bracket. You consume 20,000 source crystals and 1,000 source points, and your territory has been upgraded to level 11. Close black lens bracket. Congratulations, your territory has entered the 2nd level. Close black lens bracket. With the improvement of the territory level, the territory has also expanded a large circle silently. Suzy listened to the reminders next to his ears, feeling pain and happiness. The territory is 100 times that of others, and the energy needed to upgrade is naturally 100 times that of others. Just by upgrading to the 2nd level, Suzy's consumption is already more than that of other lords who have been upgraded to the 3rd and 4th levels. It can only be said that natural color is too big. It's just a step up. It has already consumed 80,000 source crystals and 10,000 source points. Of course, this is something that others cannot envy. If others know about it, they may go crazy with envy. After all, the territory area involves becoming a god. Suzy has seen in the book that every god who is about to become a god, before lighting the fire, they will desperately find every way to expand their territory. As for the reason, unknown. The level of the field that Suzy can touch now is too low, so he can't understand it for the time being. But Suzy was pleasantly surprised when he felt the huge power brought by the improvement of the territory in his body. The improvement of the territory will naturally be fed back to the Lord. Every step up will make the Lord stronger. With the territory promoted to the second level, Suzy naturally also entered the second level of strength. And, feeling the surging energy in his body, Suzy smiled slightly. His strength is the same as his territory, 100 times that of others. Although it is the second level, it is comparable to the fourth level, or even the fifth level powerhouse. If you don't do it, you will never stop. Since you have improved, you will spend all your resources. Suzy unceremoniously raised the level of the territory again. You consume 25,000 source crystals and 1,100 source points, and your territory has been upgraded to level 12. Close black lens bracket. You consume 27,000 source crystals and 1,200 source points, and your territory has been upgraded to level 13. Close black lens bracket. You consume 50,000 source crystals and 3,000 source points, and your territory has been upgraded to level 21. Close black lens bracket. Congratulations, your territory has been promoted to the third level. Close black lens bracket. Tisk tisk tisk, money is really worthless. The territory entered the third level, consuming 120,000 source crystals and 30,000 source points. Suzy, who originally thought he had made a lot of money, now only has 100,000 source crystals left. But, it's all worth it. After upgrading the territory, Suzy came to the hut. Do you want to demolish building the hut? Yes. As soon as the voice fell, the hut turned into a light spot and dissipated. Immediately afterwards, Suzy took out the 3 architectural models he had just obtained. Lingquan, Lord's Mansion, Burst Flame Tower. Throw the Lord's Mansion forward, and the architectural model will become larger in the wind, and it will become a mansion covering hundreds of square meters in a short while. Standing in front of the door, you can feel the grandeur of the city Lord's Mansion, which is not too much stronger than the hut just now. Open black lens bracket Lord's Mansion close black lens bracket. Rating. 1/100. Function. Living. Introduction. A top-level Lord building can meet all the needs of the Lord's life, only the Lord needs to be equipped with servants. After reading the introduction, Suzy rubbed his chin. It seems that he will need to find some maids to manage it in the future. However, he doesn't think so much now. Spend 10,000 source crystals casually to upgrade the Lord's Mansion to the third level. Suzy looked around. The spiritual spring was arranged under the World Tree, and the Blast Flame Tower was placed in the northeast corner of the territory, facing the Arrow Tower. As for the other Arrow Tower, Suzy didn't plan to use it, and kept it to go back to honor the teacher. Open black lens bracket Lingquan close black lens bracket. Outstanding quality. Rating. 1/100. Function. Birth Elixir. Features. Beautifies the skin, nourishes yin and nourishes yang, prolongs life. Inventory. 10 out of 10, daily night recovery rate, 1 night. Introduction. Transformed from the purest aura between heaven and earth, it can accelerate the growth of plants. When Suzy saw the characteristics of Lingquan, his eyes lit up. Good things, beautify the skin, nourish yin and nourish yang, prolong life, 3 characteristics, each of which can be sold for a large price. Suzy thought of a lot in an instant. A spiritual spring with the functions of prolonging life, beautifying and beautifying, nourishing yin and nourishing yang is inestimable. It can completely become a cash machine for the territory. Without hesitation, Suzy also raised it to the third level. Open black lens bracket Lingquan close black lens bracket. Outstanding quality. Level. Tier 321 0.003. Function. Birth Elixir. Features. Beautifies the skin, nourishes yin and nourishes yang, prolongs life. Inventory. 1000 daily and night recovery speed, 100 night. Introduction. transformed from the purest aura between heaven and earth, it can accelerate the growth of plants. Next, Suzy raised all Burst Flame Tower, Steel City Wall, and Arrow Tower to the 3rd level. If other people see everything in Suzy's territory at this time, they will probably go crazy with jealousy. In just one day, not only has the territory been upgraded to the 3rd level, with a territory of 30,000 square meters, but also 3 legendary buildings and 100 combat units. This is unique in the entire history of the Lord. Upgrade all buildings to Tier 3, and Suzy spends 4,000 origin crystals again to summon 400 pea-shooters. 500 units are enough for the time being. Suzy will not summon new units in a short time. After all, arms need to be killed to improve. If there are too many arms, it will inevitably delay the upgrade of arms. Therefore, 500 arms are enough to deal with the monsters that have been solved. After finishing everything, the time has come to the evening. Suzy simply ate some rations, and at the same time took a sip of linquan, which tasted sweet. Sure enough, I feel warm all over, and I feel that my strength has increased, and the wheels of the car have a faint tendency to rise. It is also a good thing to nourish yin and nourish yang. But it has little effect on Suzy. After all, his current strength is 100 times that of the 3rd order monster. Even if it is a 5th order monster, Suzy is sure to kill him. No words all night. The next day, the sky was dark, and there was a thunder in the sky. Suzy knew. The 2nd wave of monsters has arrived. Outside world. The education hall of Qingyan High School. The middle-aged principal of Qingyan High School and 10 class teachers of the 3rd grade gathered together. Lu Ruyan also sat aside and waited. They are waiting for last night's elimination report. Principal, the report is out. Soon, a middle-aged female teacher handed a report to the principal. Suddenly, all the teachers' eyes were on that report. The middle-aged principal picked up the report and looked at it, and his face immediately became gloomy. Let's have a look. The report was passed among the 10 senior and 3 head teachers. Almost all teachers have ugly faces. It was just the simplest first round of invasion, and 1/3 of their high school had been eliminated. Lu Ruyan was even more depressed after reading it. There were 52 students in the class, but 42 were eliminated, leaving only 10. This grade is at the bottom of all classes. Principal, the number of people eliminated this year is several times higher than in previous years. Is there any accident? A teacher asked. The principal said indifferently, "This is what I want to tell you. The Empire has decided to double the difficulty of the 7-level assessment this year, and double the rewards for the 7th level." What? All the teachers were shocked by this news. In this case, there will be a large number of students this year who will not be able to pass the 7 levels and lose the chance to become a lord. This is undoubtedly a disaster for ordinary students. The principal is also helpless. I hope our school's situation will not be too miserable. In the past, some of their schools passed the assessment, and some lords were born every year. But this year, principal, I think there might be a surprise this time. Suddenly, an obese middle-aged man smiled and said, his face full of confidence. Hearing this, everyone looked at him. Class 1 teacher, Qin Shang. Qin Shang glanced at everyone, and the corners of his mouth turned slightly. My nephew Qin Yi, who is also my student, has awakened the sub-dragon template this time. He is full of talent and has the talent of Tianzhao. He will definitely hit the list of Tianzhao. When everyone heard this, they looked at him with a little more envy and flattery. The first class, Qin Yi, and the second class, Xiao Wanqing, were both geniuses who had awakened the template of the purple unit. Both of them have the qualifications to become gods, and they are likely to become gods in the future. As their teacher, they will definitely gain huge benefits. And because of Qin Yi, the Qin family will become the first family in Qinghai City to have 2 gods. At that time, Qin Shang's status is bound to rise. The headmaster nodded in agreement. The 2 are likely to be the last face of Qingyan High School. Seeing the principal nodding, Qin Shang's eyes lit up, and he continued, "Principal, I heard that our school has obtained a piece of broken godhead. I wonder if we can use it to reward the genius who has brought honor to the school." Heard that, everyone's face is condensed. It turned out that was his idea. The rest of the teachers subconsciously looked at Lu Ruyan. Because, this is what Lu Ruyan was supposed to give before, but Qin Shang proposed at this time. Its purpose is self-evident. Desire to conspire for fragments of Godhead. Lu Ruyan's face was ugly, and she looked at Qin Shang unhappily. Can't wait to kill her, dare to think about her things. But Qin Shang dismissed Lu Ruyan. His purpose was to seize this piece of Godhead. Only in this way can he have a chance to become a god. In order to become a god. What is Ruyan Lu? The principal frowned and remained silent. Fragments of the Godhead are left behind after the death of the gods, and each one can be called a priceless treasure. If you can comprehend it, you can even inherit the position of a god. It was also one of the conditions for Lu Ruyan to agree to teach in their school. But behind Qin Shang stood the patriarch of the Qin family. A true god. Qin Shang continued. Principal, Qin Yi is an outstanding genius with the talent to become a god. I think investing in a genius with the qualification to become a god is better than investing in a person whose field is broken. Also, everyone has seen that the class she taught eliminated 42 people in the first round, and it's hard to say whether the rest can survive the second round. Even the whole class can't even have a lord. What qualifications does such a teacher have to obtain the Godhead? Qin Shang stood up and said in a majestic voice. These words made the rest of the teachers look a little moved. They also had some complaints about Ruyan Lu. They have worked hard for the school for hundreds of years, so how can a rookie teacher get the Godhead fragments? No one mentioned it before, and the principal personally ordered it, so they didn't dare to say more. But now that Qin Shang has stepped forward, they are naturally willing to watch the show. Even push at critical moments. Seeing people's reactions. With the winning ticket in hand, Qin Shang smiled and said, I have another piece of news. Our teacher Lu actually gave a blue quality building to a botanical student. I wonder if teacher Lu will stand up and explain. Quote. What? Lu Ruyan is really too young to give such a precious building to a plant department. It's just nonsense. I heard that this person has an unusual relationship with Lu Ruyan. How can such a person be qualified to be a teacher? Many teachers discussed. We all know that Flora has no future. Giving the blue building to the plant department is simply a waste. Qin Shang, I take my own things and give them to my students. Are you in control? Lu Ruyan was not easy to mess with. She stood up and scolded angrily. She gives things to Suzy. She is willing. It's the turn of others to make irresponsible remarks. Hey, you really don't care about my business, but as a teacher, you would rather give the building to a waste than to your class. The only student Guan Anshan who awakened the green quality. Isn't this teacher too irresponsible? Quote. Qin Shang held tight to Lu Ruyan's matter of giving the building to Suzy. The principal sitting in front of him not only frowned, but did not express his opinion yet. Lu Ruyan was speechless. Suzy is her King brother. Who is Guan Anshan? Why should the blue building be given to him? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.